Sometimes we are satisfied with what people tell us we're supposed to be satisfied with. And I'm just not going for it.
Que el mundo a mí nunca me brindó. Quería casarme, yo tan loco en ilusionarme, creyendo en tus besos y tus caricias. La verdad no fue el culpable. Ay, todo tiene un propósito y dejarme será solo uno más. Siempre a medias no he logrado encontrar mi otra mitad. El tiempo dirá.
Good morning. How are you today, you beautiful people? It is Monday morning. Home because of the 4th of July weekend. I did get up, wash my face, and brush my teeth. FYI. But I did just wake up. Let me tell y'all something. Okay? Husbands, spouses, whoever. If you live with somebody, they could get on your damn nerve. So my husband left to go pick up Chunky, right? Last night, we both were tired. Obviously, we came back from a little weekend getaway. He drove most of the way. I did offer to drive, back at least part of the way. And he was like, no, I got it. So I know he was tired, right? So when we came in, he was like, oh, I don't want to go to sleep. Let's watch a movie. Want to make the best of our, time off. I'm like, okay. Even though I was tired, I wanted to go to sleep. I watched this dumbass movie with him. Was it Millionaire Hall? It was some stupid movie. Like, I hate movies that end like with no point. And this movie was a waste of time. Like, you watch the whole movie, it was kind of funny, and then it was like a plot twist, and then the ending was like so stupid. Anyway, so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go. We was in his study, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go lay down. I wanted to lay down for a few hours because I wanted to clean my carpets before Chunky got back, right? Vacuum and steam clean with the carpet cleaner, because I don't know when I'm gonna have a free moment again when he's not here to do it. So he was like, oh, okay, cool, right? So I come to lay down, and I just couldn't fall asleep. I did put the TV on, and then something came on that would catch my interest. I don't remember what it was. So I didn't fall asleep right away, right? So then it's like 7 something. People are outside popping the fireworks. You'll see in previous clips, I obviously did go outside, and I was like, oh, well, let me, we ain't going nowhere to watch the fireworks. I could watch the fireworks in my backyard. And then that's what I did until I started getting bit up by the mosquitoes. So I came in, I grabbed like a long sleeve shirt. I grabbed a long sleeve shirt, and then I told my husband, I was like, oh, it's cool. You could see fireworks basically all around. Everybody's doing fireworks. So if you want to come out. And then at first he was like, oh, I'm good. Like, he's like, whatever. But then he ended up coming out. So we were just chilling for like a good hour and change, whatever. And then after that, I was tired. I was like, I'm not vacuuming or cleaning no carpet, even though I could have if I pushed through, but I just didn't push through and I was tired. Then last night, I'm like, what time do you want to go get Chunky? Because he has to be picked up before 12, or they charge you another day just like a hotel. So he's like, oh, let's get up at like 8 o'clock. I'm like, how about you get up and you go so I could get the carpet started, right? And he's like, all right, cool. Y'all know what time it is. It's, what I said it was, 11? It's like 11 something. So then he all mad at me, talking about, oh, you ain't get up, whatever. And I'm like, what? What you mean I ain't get up? You was the one who said you was going to get him, so shouldn't you have set your alarm? Meanwhile, I see he done made himself an espresso. He done got himself something to eat. So, child, that is your fault, not mine. He'll get there before 12 o'clock, and I also told him to wake me up when he got up so I could get a jump on doing what I had to do. He did not, because he said, oh, I didn't wake him up. Child, men. I got my little blue light. This actually helps me look. Ooh, can y'all? Did that blind? Kind of blinded y'all, right? It is a blue light that shows you if there's any stains, like on fabric and stuff like that. I use this because, even if Chunky didn't accidentally pee anywhere, sometimes he might step on something outside and bring it into the house, and your eye, the naked eye can't see it. But this will help you spot any stains anywhere, child. Okay? So, if you have animals or you have whatever, you looking for stains and shit, get y'all one of these because it definitely helps. So, I just went over my carpet. I don't really see any stains, but doesn't matter because we're going to vacuum and then we're going to steam clean. But then his little, the ottoman that I ended up giving him, that shit has stains on it. So I don't know if it's from outside or him maybe peeing in the night. I don't know. It doesn't smell like pee because I'm extra sensitive to all that type of stuff, smells, whatever. Like I told you, I would probably give Chunky a bath every week, but I know that that's not good for him. So I usually give him a bath once a month, and even that's pushing it. But the vet said that's okay. Just make sure that I'm replacing the oils, so I use coconut oil on Chunky in his skin, and that seems to work pretty well. My dog is very active. He loves to be outside. He loves to roll around. He loves to jump into stuff. So he lives in my house. He must be clean. I don't want any little bugs or anything like that on my fabrics. And y'all know fabrics hold stuff. Even if you don't realize it, your carpets, your couch. He's not allowed on the couch, but he rubs his body on the couch, the bottom of the couch, like the oils and stuff transfer, and I'm just like, ugh, it drives me insane. But I have every tool that I need to keep this house clean. It's been a little more difficult because we're only living in, this space, and he's kind of been confined to just right here, but we're gonna work it out, y'all, because I cannot take the dirtiness, non-cleanliness. Everything must be clean. So that's what I'm doing today. Chunky will probably be home in the next 20-30 minutes. And of course, I hope he's tired like he was last time so he could just plop down and take a nap while I clean up. It's my last day home. I want to finish like some laundry and all my cleaning before, let's say before 2. Because then 2 and on, I just want to kind of relax. So yeah. See y'all if I vlog any more today. If not, I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Peace. I had to put the umbrella up for Chunky so he could get some shade. He's sleeping now. He's tired. It's warm out there, but it's not super bad. I got his water somewhere right there. He likes being outside. I'm letting my runner get naturally clean by the sun, but I gotta bring it in after today because I don't want it to fade. But you can naturally disinfect things and clean them in the sun. I don't know if y'all know that. Hey you guys, all right, I took a break in cleaning my couch. What's happening, Chunky? Because I'm gonna eat my food. Let me show y'all what I got. It looks so good. Let me let y'all see it without the plastic on it. I should have sat at the table, but I didn't feel like it. What are you doing? You squeezing in. Y'all, I killed that food. That food was so good. The place that we get that food from is like around the corner, maybe like 5 minutes away. And everything is fresh. They don't use a bunch of ingredients. Everything is either organic or locally sourced. They, chop up their vegetables and things like that fresh every day. They don't use like frozen vegetables and stuff. And you taste it. Like the food is just so delicious. That was hitting. I'm actually gonna be cooking some sea bass tonight. That's real quick in the oven. Probably with some pilaf and some vegetables for dinner, and then I'll make enough so we'll have some for lunch. I just finished catching up on some vlogs. I watched Leah Ray, I watched Sarkaz. Who else did I watch? I watched some other people that are like news channels, some news that I needed to catch up on. I watched the Petty blog. Do y'all watch that? I don't know what she looks like, but she has the cutest voice. I swear she's from New York, because her voice is so New York, but I've been wrong before with the New York accent. Some people have like heavy New York accents and they don't even be from New York. The Petty blog, she just released a video about Safari and Erica Mena. I want to kind of get back into my chitter chatter series when I'm talking about like celebrities and stuff like that, but just the time and the energy and all that. Yeah, I already spoke about this before. I might not. I don't know. I'm really heavy into my vlogging right now. That's basically the main thing. And I've been doing like a lot of hauling. But it's so peaceful out here, especially with the fence, you guys. And it's not even finished, but look. So the fence has to go behind the shed. All this like extra trees and stuff, that's gonna get cut down because that's gonna be a path. So there's a path behind the shed. It goes down and then it goes out like a few feet out, and then the fence is gonna go all the way down to block their house right there. It's gonna go all the way into the forest. That's our part of the forest. So, and then we have, a few, I don't know how many other acres into the forest, but we don't really go in there during the summer and the spring because there's just too many bugs. But we can if we chose. We thought about building like another like small house back there to do like a gym or something. That might happen in the future. Y'all know my studio is gonna actually go right here. It's gonna be at the end of my fence over here at some point, maybe next year or the year after. I don't know. We have to see how things go. To me, that's not like a super priority to have a studio built. And even though, well, I was gonna say it's not that expensive, but $8,000, $9,000, $10,000, we could definitely use that money for something else that I feel like is more of a priority, and that the house will get the benefit from it. The studio is just for me, so I can have my outside creative space. And right now, I mean, it's under construction, but I will have a studio in the house as well until we fully turn that room into something else. But we'll get into that later down the road. Yeah, you guys, I'm just out here enjoying this nature, this fresh air. I just love watching the sky, watching the tree line, the birds, and a lot of, planes and stuff. There's a military base not too far from here either, so sometimes I get to see really cool military planes pass by. It's really awesome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to edit a video. I think I'm gonna go inside and get my iPad. My hubby did say he wants to watch a movie tonight, so I'm gonna try to edit one more vlog before I have to go back to work tomorrow. And then I'll start cooking, and then we'll probably watch the movie, and then I gotta go night-night because I gotta go work. Chunky is knocked out. Our neighbors on this side, they're kind of blocked now because when everything's in bloom, you see all the trees, it kind of blocks I think that's their front patio. But I saw this thing, I'm gonna put a picture up here, that I'm gonna order. It's panels, they're 6 feet, and I'm gonna put it like right here, because sometimes when their kids are out in the front, and I want to be out here, let's say I don't want to be, watched, whatever I'm doing out here, or it helps also block noise, because sometimes they're out there listening to music, and I don't mind. They're very good neighbors for the most part, but sometimes you just need to block motherfuckers out. So the panels will help for the patio area right here, or the deck, or whatever you want to call this terrible deck that they had. But in due time, it'll get replaced. I'm gonna go throw my food in the garbage, my little tin plate or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna put some panels right there, so when we're out here, and I'm sure they would like it too. When they're out on their front porch, they don't want to see us. We have the fence, right? But the fence, obviously, with the terrain, there's high areas and there's low areas, and that also affects what's being blocked. So with the panels, everything's even right here. I could just block their asses off and they can't see me. If I want to come out here in my little shorts, I could sit right here on the patio, or sit here in the at the table where the net is, and just be real chill. But the way it is now, there is a possibility that I could see them and they could see me, even though I think we're both very respectful neighbors, not like the other ones in the back, the one with the crazy son. He be fiending to get your attention. But now, since the fence has been up, child, it is like a different world around here. Like, just not having to see them, drive up their driveway, not having to see them when I'm outside sitting on my front step. They all blocked. There's something to be said about privacy. I don't mind saying, hello, good evening, whatever, but not when your son is a fucking stalker. Okay? All right. Y'all, I'll leave my drink for 1 goddamn minute. And look at this big motherfucker on my cup. I went inside 5 minutes. Look at him. Bruh, you want to get off my cup? Like, child. It's a spider. Oh, he a big ass spider too. Look how big that spider is. Now I'm gonna talk to him peacefully, and I'm gonna move his ass because I don't want Chunky to try to get up here and get scratched a bit or something. So, Mrs. Spider, you wanna nicely go back to wherever you came from? Now I can't even finish my last little bit because he over here sipping on my, what is in here? Oh, it's lemonade. Look, I'm pulling on my goddamn straw. This is why when you live in the forest, like this type of area, you have to look at everything, especially stuff you leave outside, because this is the type of shit that could be in your drink, in your straw, in your love. All right, let me get him off of my shit. He big as fuck, y'all. Can y'all tell how big this thing is? I don't even know. Like, I don't want him jumping on me. Is it a spider? Or is it like a grasshopper? Where's the apps that identify bugs and shit? I got one that identifies plants, but there you go. Wait, right here. See? Thank you, bruh. So now all your little friends, y'all could get some. You're thirsty. We've been also trying to decide if we want to stain the fence. And we haven't, collectively come up with an answer. At my old house, we did stain our fence. And what I didn't like is that once the stain starts to wear off, because you have to constantly restain it because of wear and tear, like the weather and all of that, it doesn't last forever. So when the stain starts to wear off, it looks so raggedy, in my opinion, like faded. I don't really like the look. But if you keep it natural, you don't really have to worry about that. So we might just put like a clear varnish on it. It's already pressure treated, so that the wood doesn't deteriorate. But I think the varnish will also help. So I don't know. We'll have to decide. And then we have to get the toppers for the posts. I think when we tried to order them, they didn't have as many as we needed. I don't really remember. Because remember, y'all, lumber was at an all-time high. And it was hard to get. I think it's kind of back to normal now. But I don't know. But that's something to worry about later. Alright, you guys. I'm going to wrap up whatever the hell I was talking about. I did manage to edit one vlog. It is exporting. 24% has exported. I think it's about 6:15, 6:30. But I just wanted to come in and say this real quick, because I always be thinking about stuff, but I don't always talk about it. I don't always say it. I keep a lot of things kind of like to myself, especially when it comes to like this internet YouTube stuff. But I just wanted to say, like, not all views are good views. Not all attention is good attention. And like I've said in previous videos, clips, whatever, I don't want people watching me that's not funny. I don't want people that don't like me, that wish bad upon me, that are just watching my videos to talk shit about me or to gossip about me, or whatever it is. Like, please, if you are that person, my chunky boy, if you are that person, please do not watch my videos. Please don't, because I don't want that negativity around me or nowhere. Like, I know this is the internet, and y'all, those type of people who ain't physically saying nothing to me or whatever, but I just don't want those type of people watching me. So if you're one of those people, I would rather not have your view. I'm good. I just don't, that's me. Some people don't care. They do stuff like, y'all heard of what is it called, the mommies. It's like this girl named Chrissy, this girl, what was the other, it's two other girls, Jazzy or something like that. Chrissy, I knew about her a long time ago, only because one of her videos got suggested to me. Now, I don't know if it was because of the name. I have no idea why her video was suggested to me. Not typically, her videos are not typically the type of videos that I watch. She is a vlogger, but she's like a family vlogger. I think she got like 10 or 12 kids. At the time that I was watching her, or her video was suggested to me, she had just got kicked out of like one of her apartments. It was a house, but she was renting. The government was paying for her housing. Like, her family, her cousins and stuff, this is terrible, y'all. Like, I don't ever want my business out on Front Street like that. And some people just, they okay with, I guess, the whole world being all into the little nitty gritty details of their lives. Like, I would never want to be on the internet. I don't even care if you are paying me. My life is not, a big show for everybody when it comes to being like in a negative light, especially when you have children. Like, your children are gonna grow up. Your children may be seeing all this negative stuff, and if they're of age where their friends and stuff can like look them up, and you thoughting and just being terrible on the internet. Like, these are things I think people don't think about. Like, yeah, it's fun, it's cool, you pick up the camera, you pick up your phone, whatever you think is entertainment. Oh, you like, oh, I'm getting 15,000 views, I'm getting 20 views, I'm getting 50,000 views, 100,000 views, oh, I'm popping. Nah, you're not popping. Like, that's the thing, people confuse numbers with what's really going on, right? So it just was like all negative, and I was drawn in because it was like such a crazy storyline. Like, this young girl, her name was Chrissy. My name is not Chrissy, my name is Crystal, but people do call me Chrissy. But she spells hers with an H. Mine is spelled Crissy. But I was just like, yo, who would want to put themselves out there like that? And she was like, she didn't have a job, and she had to wait for her Section 8. And listen, Section 8 is not to be a lifelong thing. I don't care who get offended by it. Be offended. Okay, here in New York, it's the same thing going on. People will live off of government assistance forever because they just don't want to do anything. And if my income, my taxes are paying for you to sit on your ass all day and nobody's forcing you to do anything, hey, I guess, whatever, who the stupid ones, them or us? The people that's actually working and your tax dollars is going to these fucking people on YouTube. These people on YouTube making whatever they're making. Not enough money for me, child, but I guess it's enough money for them to pay whatever little bills or buy whatever they had. This girl was driving. Now I don't know all her personal business, but I was just reading the comments, and this was just like stuff that people were saying. She was driving like an Infinity truck. Infinities are cool, it wasn't like, it was like a nice big truck. Meanwhile, she don't even have a job, y'all. She had bad baby daddies, not even a job. And she was making YouTube videos, and people were watching this, but they were watching it because it's a train wreck, not watching it because it's something positive, it's something uplifting, it's something that people aspire to be. Mad young girls watching this type of lifestyle, like, oh, I should just have like a bunch of babies and make a YouTube channel. Things are definitely different now. Even with all that I just said, things are definitely different now. It's not how it used to be back in the days. You definitely could make a living by, doing something on the internet. To each their own. It just depends on what type of lifestyle you want, what you willing to do for views and stuff like that. Like, that ain't that's not the life for me. Like, because you always have to be on. You always have to be thinking of what's going to grab people's attention. Then it was this other girl. What was her name? Jazzy. It's like the same sort of situation, but she didn't have as many kids, but she don't have a job. She's living off of Section 8. Her mama helping her pay her bills when she got like a whole grown-ass man living in the house. And I'm just like, this is what y'all putting on the internet? And then I found, I guess because I watched one of Chrissy's videos, then other videos get suggested to you, and then it was these other videos with people. All they do is talk about these girls. What's all they do? Y'all know, like, Lipstick Alley basically talks about people, like, child, I remember back in the day when I first found out about Lipstick Alley, and some people who I was cool with was on there, and it's just like all type of people, like even people go search your name, you might be on Lipstick Alley, who knows? Like, talking about people. Like, they pick apart basically your videos. Some things are definitely warranted, because there's definitely mad people on here capping. There's definitely mad people on here lying. There's definitely mad people on here who can't keep up with their lies. There's a lot of people on here. I seen a video not too long ago from a young lady who I used to watch back in the day. And then I started watching her videos again, and I was like, yeah, no. There must have been a reason I stopped watching. And then I saw one of her videos, and she was capping so much. I'm like, sis, I ain't gonna say no names. Sis, this video you make, it must be for the new people, or the people that don't know you from like the shit you used to do back in the days, the shit you was saying. She was like, oh no, because I would never. And I'm just like, no, sis, you did though. You did, sis. Now you in here talk about you would never. Like, that's the thing. You got to remember your lies. You got to remember what you done said on here 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever. But if you a capper, you a liar, then I guess, shit gets confused in your head. I don't know. Like, I just feel like all attention is not good attention. Everybody got to do what they got to do at the end of the day. So if this is how these people are making their coin, but how much coin could you possibly be making if you're not even making enough money to pay rent, right? So if you doing all of this, telling all your personal business, giving all your showing your kids and what they do, where they go to school, who your mama and them, this and that, basically all your fucking personal business on Front Street, who you sleeping with, who you slept with, who you got a baby by, and you're not even making enough money to pay rent, that's a disconnect. We don't call that money over here. So I don't really know what be happening. Like, I really don't. But like, I just thought that was crazy. All attention is not good attention. Just because people be having a lot of views does not even mean that those views are good views. Like I said, for me personally, I don't get a lot of views. You know, my views has even dropped within the last month. Now I'm back down to like 1,500, 1,400. They had jumped up during COVID. I guess people back to work, ain't nobody watching no more. I don't freaking know. I don't really care. Like the people that, my consistent people, I'm good. I'm good with those people. Like, but I would not want people watching me just to make videos about me in a negative light, like dissecting everything you do and you say. Now I do remember when I had an issue here on YouTube. I only had one issue ever on YouTube, and for those of you who are old tubies, y'all probably remember it was some bullshit. And do I regret what happened and how it happened? I do not. I wish it would have never happened because it just went left. But don't ever try the kid. Don't ever try me, because I don't bother nobody. I mind my business. When I'm talking my shit, it's about me 9 times out of 10. Unless you coming for me or you saying something slick in your video and you be wanting me to catch it. And sometimes I catch it and I might respond. Sometimes I might not, because it just depends on the day and the mood I'm in. Because most of the time, like I said, that shit be about other people. It don't even be about you. And for me, what happened to me, I took it personally because I didn't even react immediately. Because I never do. I always think before I do things. I think before I say things. I think before I put an actual video out there, right? So what happened to me was an attack. And I let mad things slide before I had actually even said anything. And then I had enough. People were making videos about the situation, you know, and some people, for the most part, people were in my corner, and I was happy about that. Not happy, but just like, right is right and wrong is wrong at the end of the day. That was just the whole thing. Like, I never came on YouTube to have beef with anybody. It was like such a low point in my YouTube life, like for months and months and months, to still, people were still making videos about the shit that had happened months later. People were still talking about the shit months later. I had lost some really cool people because I thought they did some fucked up shit, and I still kind of feel like that in a way. But there are some people who actually we worked it out. We had stopped talking, but then, you know, we communicated behind the scenes and we kind of talked it out or whatever. And this is YouTube shit. Like, this ain't even my real friends or nothing like that. But being a grown up, you know, reaching a certain level of maturity, if somebody reaches out to me and say, hey, listen, like, I don't know what happened, shit went left, I apologize, let's move on, then I can move on from that. But for people that, you know, had all slick shit to say behind the scenes, and then there was a different way in their videos or whatever, like, don't ever speak to me again. Don't ever speak to me, because I can't. You're not the type of person I would want to deal with in real life, so don't deal with me on the internet. But my whole point is, like, yo, all views ain't good views, all attention is not good attention, and these people out here, you know, capping in their videos, oh, I'm getting this amount of views, I'm getting this, da-da-da. But you can't even pay rent, you can't buy groceries. Like, you got people making videos about who you sleeping with, like, if you having another baby. Like, not for me, child. Do y'all know who I'm talking about? Do y'all know the people who I'm talking about? I would not, look at my pup. I just would not want that to be something that was my existence on YouTube. Like, or it's just negativity. And then you create, there's like hundreds of people making videos about these 3 girls. I forget what the other girl's name is, but, and they know that people are watching them just to make videos about them. But it's not anything positive. Like, it's just trash talking. The poor kids that are involved, because one of the girls, her kids are definitely old enough to know exactly what's going on, get online, probably are online. I don't know, child. All right, I'm out.